hackathon. Like hack, like Ultrahack, skip the first part, and hackathon.
Yeah.
Goes. Okay, yeah. And have you ever participated in any hackathon? Good. Now I can tell you. You cannot judge whether I tell what I tell you. So firstly, idea about hackathon is that it used to be very sort of high-tech guys doing spending 24 hours or 48 hours solving some high coding thing, and it was sort of developer, sort of hardcore coders thing. But nowadays, hackathon it's quite general term. It's more or less describes anything you want to establish in a short time. Still, usually what hackathon is that it's a 24 hours or 48 hours sprint where you solve some challenges. Usually there are this pizza involved, and it's usually it has some fine elements, and in some of the hackathons end up that some have headache, and some end up that something great happens after that. Okay, then now you know what hackathon is. You do something of things, and a miracle happens or don't. But usually it ends up when the light turns off. So it was like nice experience, and then life goes on. Now since hackathon used to be sort of more like student type of things or youngsters activity, but also corporations learned that since you may have some idea what is expecting you when you once get to sort of boring real life works, and unfortunately in many places your expectations are right. You can expect to have boring jobs, but still some companies already have noticed that if you need to do something great, you want to challenge your business where you're going, you cannot. It doesn't necessarily happen inside a company. You probably have to ask somebody, students, youngsters, startups, and where the business is going, and that's where the sort of fun part starts. And Ultrahack is a longer hackathon. It has 3 steps. First is it is now started. It's like pre-game, where the interesting challenges have been announced. There are about 10 companies with interesting challenges. You find us in the ultrahack.org. There are big corporations. There are companies like as SOK, the biggest retail chain in Finland, OP, the bank, big bank in Finland, VR, the National Railroads, DNA, telecom operator, IBM, Watson, MTV, media company. There are health challenges. There's Hack the Nation, so you can more or less throw ideas in any public or sort of city-related things that's bothering you. And so that's the first thing. So its challenges are out, and there's a pre-game where you log in. Here you see the signing in the .date where you can already do it now, and you can click what the area is something that you might have most ideas, interesting ideas. There's a sort of A4 challenge letter about each area, that what they mean with the challenge. For example, retail, that you want to how should my data spirit, how should my purchase data be used when S Group is offering some services to me for me. Now until so far, it hasn't been very targeted or sort of appealing to me. So in the first phase, you throw idea, you can collect the team. It's good that at the end you have to have somebody who knows something about coding as well, and because the end result, there has to be some results which has been sort of somebody has to do some coding. But in the first phase, it's not necessary, and we can even there are hundreds of also sort of programmers which can help you to do that part if you are missing that link in your team. Second part is that 48-hour hackathon where video running here that it happens weekend before Slush and end of November. That's a part where miracles happen. There are students, there are startups, there are corporate teams, they are working on those challenges. And the third part, which happens after that, is this, which in a way enables that miracles happen, since Ultrahack doesn't end with the lights turn off after the weekend. We have gathered quite interesting prizes for participants. There are over 1 million euro in investments, so that there are new startups coming established during the Ultrahack, or you already may have your startup and you can get funding via Ultrahack. Second thing is that we are giving away money, more than 100,000 euro. So maybe you don't need investment for your company, or you can take both. You can take both investment and the biggest prize money is single prize money is 50,000 euro. It's an OP Pankki challenge. There are also continuous plan for in different tracks that if you want to, there are companies who would like to your prototypes which you come up during the weekend, or ideas, they want to help you to go further. And there are other prizes. So the prices, I think the prospect is biggest in Europe ever. There have been some single events in US with a similar kind of investments, but so it's very rare thing that you work on something and then you have fun and then somebody's giving you money. So that's the I try to get you motivated to sign in and look into some area. I can give you examples of what happened last year. Last year in Ultrahack, there was one student team. They thought they had a great idea in Laurea challenge. Laurea was then one of the main partners this year. It's OP Pankki, and so they throw their idea to the pre-game, and then the Laurea think, okay, their idea is not very good. Actually, it's quite crappy, but the team is okay. We give they get an access to Ultrahack, and then the first evening, then they got feedback that actually the idea was about right, or actually not, but you could actually put. But if you could do it like something like this, then it would be more interesting. So the idea was sort of rebuilt. They worked the night. They did a market survey on Saturday. In the hackathon, it was like a 3-hour survey. Then they had a market study. They started to do the pilot. In the midterm pitches on Saturday, they ended up being the top 3 in the Laurea Bank challenge. They ended up winning the challenge, which meant that they got the minimum 6,000 euro investment to their company. And after that, they were pitching in Slush. We had a finals, the best teams are pitching in slush for the several thousands of audience, and they started saying their pitch that they are telling about service, which a week ago they didn't yet have any idea, and now they have an idea. Actually, they got funding, and they are looking for new team members to the new company which they established just. And after their presentation, Laurea came, "Hey, you're doing great work, guys. Let's see you back in work next Monday at the office." So that was relatively fast progress. Another quite interesting thing was that there was this lady, mid 40s, never done any coding and still haven't done any coding. She had an idea about one particular thing, but she didn't know anybody but the idea was so good that the challenge always said, "Hey, we want to see what happens with that idea." Then we collected the team. We did that on Friday night when the Ultrahack started. She got one team member from Tunisia participating online. Another participant was, I don't know which country. Actually, anyway, it was quite interesting team. Two participants there and one in Tunisia. And they started to work on that, and it was one of the favorites for that in that challenge area. And before they were planning to go out on the stage to pitch on the service, they already had a discussion with the patent PRH, the patenttirekisterihallitus, looking for the patents with one of the partners, and then they did a sort of patentability study during the Saturday, and checking that actually the idea is so unique that they haven't seen anything with the searching. They could actually file a patent application for that idea. So they decided that they step out from a competition, because if you go out and tell it to anybody, then it's not you cannot patent it anymore. So they ended up doing a patent application for that idea. So we didn't think that that's even technically possible, that somebody coming with no coding experience, we collect a team on Friday, and then they do something, and next week you're throwing the patent. But then anything is possible. We had a children's hospital challenges last year. The hospital wanted to see some gamification solutions which take away children's ideas about some operations, what they're going on, some cancer they are fighting with, or how to get the hospital more to become more familiar to them, or how to bring home and hospital closer together. And those ideas were thrown to metropolitan students. They were working in a hospital and interviewing people, and they get familiar with all the equipment, what is there. And actually all top teams, it was very popular. So there were 15 teams selected overall. There were 115 teams. So that was one of the most popular things what it was hospital challenge. All the finalists were students, and at the end the student personnel and the director said that they were astonished that they were never thought that they could see things which are going this far, that they want to have all the end results in production, and we help them then into that after that. So even if it is a competition where there are present students, there are startups and corporate teams, but they also represent different worlds. Even if the corporate guys, they may be very good coders, but they are lacking ideas and maybe that some fresh ideas come from youngsters, even if they don't have any coding experience, because that's something that we do this matching. It helps if you already have a team and we had somebody knows how to put also something in the right in the sort of application form or some code. So it helps that you have team ready. But even if you don't have team ready, it's good to join. And we have already had half a dozen of events in the Nordics and Finland, where we have collected already, selected some teams. But now actually the real selection, the page is just opened a few weeks ago, so it's in the beginning of September. So there's it is also bigger than last year. We have more space. So what you can do, you can, if you are looking for something interesting to do now or in the future, and you don't mind getting new friends or money, then you can check which area might be. I don't know if you can read those, but there's as a fintech, the pages work so that if you click for that area, so there's a description about what is the challenge about and what kind of technologies you can use, you don't have to use, but what are the sort of criteria, and so there's a sort of so-called challenge letter of each page, and for example, now there's mass mobility as a service, like a travel thing. Click there. So, and it's quite sort of straightforward, simple things, and what else could I tell you about? Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, what kind of gadgets? Firstly, this year the virtual reality, augmented reality is one of the things which is there are, like, if challenges are going like this way, there are different technologies which you can use in these different challenges. There are all possible virtual reality, augmented reality stuff like HTC Vive stuff and all the technologies. IBM Watson Lumix, which is the biggest, best artificial intelligence machines and sort of cloud services. IBM is they're supporting with their personnel. It is also possible that if even they are listed of different technologies and gadgets, and if you think that you could have something else which is missing there, you can throw idea and we can get it, or you can bring it. So it's like all means are available and no rules. What the end result is what matters. If you think some elements are missing, then we can build more on that. There's in order to work to be efficient, there's the place. It was the picture was taken, video was taken there. It's an old Konepaja Bruno, which used to be the place where the station railroad used to fix their trains. So it's a big big hall, and it's a lot of working space, and in the middle there are also some interesting sort of inspirational keynote speeches for those who want to sort of have a break, or maybe all team members don't work all the time. Then there's next to this also we have for Saturday we have for Sundays it's from Friday night to Sunday night. There's a drone racing happening where there's a sort of big drone track, and best then drivers in Finland are invited and competing with drones. You can try flying drones. You are not going to fly with they're the biggest. They're separate. You can sort of easier to fly drones. You can which you cannot break at least not that easily. And there are sort of virtual reality, augmented reality showrooms and gadgets where you can spend time if you when you're already convinced that you are ready to win your 50,000, so you can start concentrating on games. And in order to keep your sort of energy level high, then there are of course saunas and hot tubs, and this type of. There's also places to sleep there. That's maybe if you live here close by, it's easier to sleep at home at the home, or maybe you don't have to sleep. But there are those who didn't sleep much during the weekend anyhow. So why am I talking about sleeping anyway? But it's and as said, what then the finals, as shown here, is in Slush. We have arranged that everybody from the Ultrahack will have access to the finals thing, which is in Slush Wednesday night, and best teams will be pitching, and we have also there's some nice program in Slush as well, and we are also drawing basic Slush tickets and T-shirts and all that kind of things to anybody who is signing the platform and at least try to do something. Do you have any questions? Is it cool or what?
Any questions or comments?
Here.
Yes. Please.
A little bit more about what kind of atmosphere is there? So is it from Friday to Sunday? Are they there whole 24/7 or?
There are the last time maybe 20 to 30% was all the time. So meaning that they also slept, and the others, they went home and they came back. So then it all comes to that it's a program where you need to do something. So that then when in your team you plan what you start to do, and there are a lot of mentors in different kind of mentors. There are sort of like McKinsey type of companies or coding or whatever. You need to sort of figure out how you best utilize your. Usually it's so that at first you work so long as you can, and have a good start. Then you go home, sleep some, and then continue in the morning, and then then there, as said, there's an interaction also between teams, because it's very nice atmosphere working, so that you can ask how do you think, and so it's not sort of tight at the end. Who's going to win? No, I'm not going to kill my friend. So it's a very nice atmosphere to get, and if there are 300, 350 coders or participants, then there are 150 something others who are there to help in any way. So it is a in a way it's a long time and short time. I mean that if you go there like Alice in Wonderland, okay, then it's a short time because you. But if you have a common plan how you best utilize your time and who is doing what, then you can establish a lot. And it's a clear agenda what is expected to be delivered, and you get feedback all the time, so you don't get any surprises that okay, hey, I didn't see that coming. But because you say that okay, now it's good that why don't you have you done this and this and these things? Maybe you should do it, and if you are struggling with this, have you talked to these guys? And they have you checked those? They're working also. So you get sort of you get a lot of like sort of support, not only from the mentors but also other teams that you get that you think further.
Any other questions?
So that first thing today, you go to that sign-in, you check in whatever project. You don't have to write anything because then you are anyway in, and then you start your chat. They're drawing slush tickets and T-shirts, and anyway, it's even if you decided that what the heck, I don't need any money is bad anyhow. Or you don't want to spend weekend learning new things and having fun. Maybe there's some exam you want to prepare. So I fully understand. Then you don't have to then continue, but so log in and you start getting newsletters, not too often, but there we are. Then you gradually get in there, and maybe next year you are telling others how you earned your first million. Yeah. Yes, we haven't even announced the full list of the companies which are there. I mean because there are coming companies every day more. I mean that there are tens of. I mean that one reason to participate is that if you want to find interesting employer, because there are companies who are looking for employees. They're poor on sort of recruitment. I mean, they try to be, so you have to be careful. Your team members may be stolen from the but maybe you get a nice job as well. But definitely sort of different. I mean, companies can be there to find new talents, find new companies, find new partners, get new ideas, and others. Many nice things happening. Even if you think of this way, that what is the worst thing if you sign in and look in? Okay, worst thing is that you learn new things. I mean that. Okay, I don't think that's even maybe that's the second worst thing. You have to figure out what you do with the money. But I mean that any way you learn something, even if your idea is crappy and you didn't have any team and you didn't get the next time you are more prepared, and because also the first part which is happening now, it's interactive. I mean that if you think about some challenge and then sure I can come up for example the train, how to make the new sort of traveling experience better. I mean that even if you are done, I mean, how the experience is now, it cannot get worse anyway. I mean, if whatever you suggest, it's going in the right direction. I mean, that you think that how it could be better and in the future, and you start from it. Even if you can throw ideas in all of the tracks, and then start from there. Maybe you can. There are already many sort of individuals who don't have team members. If you sort of don't have the team with whom you can join, so we can start dating, and maybe you find your girlfriend or father in that